In the heart of Africa, the line between life and death is as thin as a blade of grass. Each night, hunters stalk, and the hunted pray for dawn. This is the wild savannah, where instincts rule and only the ruthless survive. The savannah, a kingdom of breathtaking beauty and unforgiving brutality. It is a landscape sculpted by the sky, a canvas painted by the whims of water and sun. When the heavens open, the land exhales. A wave of emerald green surges across the plains, chasing away the dust of the dry months. Life erupts in a symphony of creation. Rivers, once ghostly veins of sand, swell into powerful arteries, pumping vitality into every corner of this vast expanse. For a fleeting moment, this is a paradise, a banquet for millions. But the savannah is a fickle monarch. When the rains cease, the paradise withers. The sun becomes a tyrant, baking the earth into a cracked mosaic of desperation. The vibrant green fades to brittle gold, then to ash. The banquet is over. Now the battlefield is set. In this crucible of heat, every drop of water is a jewel, a promise of survival. It is a magnet, drawing all creatures from the parched wilderness. The weary, the thirsty, the hopeful. They all converge at the water's edge, driven by a primal need that overrides their instinct for caution. But this life-giving source is also a trap, a stage for the savannah's oldest and most ruthless drama. Here, predator and prey stand shoulder to shoulder, their ancient enmity suspended by a shared, desperate thirst. A fragile truce hangs in the shimmering air, but peace is only an illusion, a thin veil over a chasm of imminent violence. For beneath the placid surface, death waits with infinite patience. The elephants arrive, a family of giants moving with the wisdom of generations. Led by the old matriarch, they know the dangers that lurk here. She tests the depths with her trunk, a sensitive probe reading the currents, tasting the air for any hint of peril. The young ones, giddy with relief, are less cautious. For them, the water is a playground. Their innocence is a stark and fragile counterpoint to the tension that coils in the murky depths. The crocodile, a relic from a time before mammals, is a master of this domain. Motionless for hours, it has been watching, waiting. It feels the vibrations of the colossal feet through the water, a dinner bell ringing in its primeval brain. It selects its target, not with malice, but with the cold, calculating certainty of a perfect predator. The explosion is absolute. The illusion of peace shatters into a million glittering droplets of water and terror. A geyser of mud and fury erupts as the ancient reptile strikes, its jaws clamping down with the force of a falling mountain. Panic ignites the herd. Trumpet calls of alarm and rage tear through the air as the family scrambles, their immense weight churning the water into a chaotic foam. The victim, caught in the vice-like grip, fights with the desperate strength of life itself. It is a battle of titans, the immovable object against the unstoppable force. Here, in this brutal theatre, even the giants are not safe. Size and strength are no guarantee of survival. In the wild savannah, the only rule is that life is paid for with life, and the scales are never balanced. The cost of a single drink can be everything. On the vast, sun-scorched stage of the savannah, the lines between life and death are drawn and redrawn with every sunrise. For the apex predators, survival is a game of strategy, of power, and of relentless persistence. Here, the lionesses of the pride are the undisputed queens of this domain. They are not just a family, they are a finely tuned hunting machine, driven by a collective hunger and the responsibility to feed the next generation. The future of the pride rests squarely on their powerful shoulders. Their power is born from an almost divine patience. They are masters of the unseen, born killers cloaked in the golden grasses. The hunt begins not with a roar, but with a whisper of intent. A silent consensus passes through the pride. The lead lioness, a veteran of 1,000 such encounters, reads the landscape like a map. She feels the direction of the wind, knowing a single misplaced scent could betray their position. Their weapon is teamwork, a symphony of stealth conducted with the barest of signals, a flick of an ear, a slow blink of amber eyes. Each lioness moves with a liquid grace, becoming one with the swaying grass. Every step is a calculated risk, a precise expenditure of precious energy. Their bodies are low, muscles coiled like powerful springs, ready to unleash explosive force. They inch forward, breath held, hearts beating a slow, deliberate drum. From the perspective of the herd, a vague unease settles. 1,000 noses test the air. They know danger is a constant companion. A single mistake from the hunters and the herd will vanish. But for the prey, one misstep, and the savannah claims its due. The signal is given. An imperceptible nod, a sudden tension in the leader's frame. The chase is on. Chaos explodes as the hunters burst from their cover. It is not a blind panic, but a coordinated assault. They work to isolate their chosen target, the weak, the young, the unlucky. The air is torn by the thunder of hooves and the desperate bellows of the pursued. Then, with breathtaking speed and brutal efficiency, the hunt ends. A cloud of dust marks the point of impact. For one, it is the sudden, violent conclusion of its story. For the others, the pride, it is the promise of another day alive. The immediate aftermath is a moment of profound quiet, the frantic energy replaced by the grim reality of the kill. But in the heart of Africa, victory is a fleeting prize, a temporary reprieve. The scent of blood travels far on the evening breeze, and it carries an invitation. As dusk bleeds across the sky, new players enter the arena. The Hyena clan emerges from the shadows. They are not merely opportunistic scavengers, they are a rival power, intelligent and organized. They circle the kill, a tide of relentless pressure, their laughter a tool of psychological warfare. They are here to challenge the lion's reign, to steal the hard-won prize. The lions, weary from the hunt, must now stand their ground. A tense standoff ensues, a battle of nerves under the rising moon. Growls meet cackles in the cool night air. This is the savannah's brutal economy, where nothing is wasted and every meal is contested. The game is never truly over. It is a cycle of hunter and hunted, of victor and vanquished that has played out for millennia. Tonight, the lions may feast, but tomorrow the board will be reset and the hunter's game will begin again. When shadows fade, the fastest assassin awakens. In a world ruled by strength, the cheetah relies on speed. One burst, 100 kilometers per hour, a gamble that drains every ounce of energy. In less than 20 seconds, destiny is decided. Not all prey run, some fight. Unity becomes their weapon, power becomes their shield. In the wild savannah, courage can turn the tide. Every creature here carries a secret strategy, forged by centuries of survival. Across the plains, a new pulse joins the ancient rhythm of the savannah. Life, in its most fragile form, takes its first breath. For these newborns, the world is an overwhelming symphony of light and sound. Legs, engineered for flight, are still clumsy, untested anchors to a dangerous earth. The first instinct is not to run, but to seek the towering presence of the mother, a bond forged in an instant. It is a silent promise of protection. But here, for the young, every sunrise is borrowed time. And time is a currency counted by the patient watchers in the shadows. From the tall grass they observe. The scent of new life is an irresistible summons, a signal that the balance has tipped. Hyenas, masters of opportunity, materialize from the heat haze. Their arrival is not a sudden intrusion, but the inevitable answer to the question of survival. The herd shifts, a subtle language of unease passing through. A wary mother positions herself between her future and the ever-present threat. For the young, the world dissolves into a terrifying maze of moving legs and rising dust. The only certainty is the mother's flank, a living shield. In the savannah, innocence is hunted. The weak are tested, not by malice, but by the unblinking laws of nature. The test is a brutal crucible. Can these trembling legs find their strength? The lesson is simple, etched into their DNA before they even stand: run fast or die young. But there is another law at play, an instinct more powerful than hunger. In a heartbeat, the gentle nurturer vanishes, replaced by a warrior. Parental instinct transforms prey into aggressors. A wall of muscle and horn rises to meet the challenge. This is not a panicked flight, but a coordinated defense. The herd becomes a single organism, pushing back. Faced with this unyielding wall of life, the predators retreat. Their moment has passed. For now. As the dust settles, the calves huddle close. The fight for tomorrow begins with the first cry of life. But the most unpredictable predator walks on two legs. Where wildlife once roamed free, human expansion tightens the noose. Conflict rises, and the balance tilts toward chaos. Yet, from darkness comes defiance. Rangers, scientists, and communities fight back, giving nature a second chance. Every heartbeat on the savannah tells a story of hunger, courage, and endurance. Here, survival is not guaranteed, it's earned. As long as there's breath, the struggle continues. The savannah watches, silent, eternal, alive.